we start off this call giving each other praise, recognizing each other for the value that they're creating within the community. You can type that into the Discord channel with this command /praise and leave praise for people that you see contributing value in the community. That praise will get quantified and turned into give tokens. So if you want to just type your praise in any channel, I believe it works. Mostly you can type it in here or in the praise channel. Who are you thankful for? Share your top 3 praises for the week. So I'm going to start and we'll pass it around and we can praise each other here at the beginning of the call. It's also a great way to get decentralized updates. So I'll go ahead and start. I want to praise all of the 12 ambassadors that came to our kickoff session on Monday. It was really great getting to know everybody and like diving in. I can really feel the energy and enthusiasm, and I'm looking forward to today's session after this call. I want to praise Nicola for all the work that she's doing in the Meet the Makers campaign and initiative and teaming up and getting advice from people on how we can strategize, making it more of a viral movement. I see like so much change and evolution happening there, and I'm excited to see what happens. And I also want to praise Mitch for always just providing me with support, and Mohammed as well with the givebacks distribution and doing all this troubleshooting to make sure that givebacks on Optimism goes smoothly. I could throw Sam in there as well. He's been helping me a lot there. So those are my top 3 praises for the week, and I will pass it over to Nicola.
Thanks, Ash. Happy community call day. Okay, so I want to start with praising Ashley because we had a really amazing buddy review call, and it's just yeah, it's a pleasure to have you as a buddy. You always empower me, always how good and just yeah, I love having a buddy reviews with you, and that brings me to my another praise. I want to praise Almond, Santi, Nico, Freshel, Heather for providing me such a great constructive feedback because it really allows me to reflect on my work, and this is the time in once in 3 months where I can get really thorough perspective on how I perform across the platform, and it's really really lovely to hear all the nice things and also all the good constructive things. And the last praise I want to give is to Heather for our great hack session and just always doing such a great job in terms of improving our systems and bringing on to life this new leadership stuff that we're working on in DevOps that's in the works, and that's exciting. And I'm going to pass it to Tosin, since you are muted.
Hi everybody. I want to praise Mitch for his feedbacks and actually just overseeing the recurring donations we're working on. I want to praise Mo for being a great design partner and for picking up a lot of design tasks this past week. And I also want to praise Ahmad for actually providing copy changes for the onboarding flow we designed last week, and he was really, really supportive on that end. I'll pass to Franco. Have you gone?
Tosin. Okay, praise this week. I want to praise, like Ashley said, like a big praise and welcome to all of the ambassadors. I see that some of you are here in this call, so yeah, praise you for joining the mission at Giveth. I would like to praise Aljean and Heather for all their effort in planning Dev Connect and trying to find accommodation and like leading the call the other day. So yeah, and my third praise is gonna go to Nicola for the planning of Meet the Makers. I love all the things, the new things that you're trying to implement in the Makers, and I can't wait for next week to see the results. And I'll pass it over to Servi.
Thank you. I would like to praise Mitch for helping me out understand how really to navigate and work around the DAO. He has been super helpful to helping get started on the DApp growth proposal. So that is one. I would like to praise Almond for being the most amazing buddy and helping me throughout, and actually leading the way. And I would love to praise Ashley for being very kind. She's always a call away wherever I am feeling stuck. So I would like to praise uh, Mitch. Oh, sorry, I would like to pass it on to Mitch.
Oh yeah. Okay. I want to praise Heather, Nico, Frishelle, and Nicola for always having a really great, productive DAO Ops sync and getting lots of important work done. I want to praise Tossin, Kurt, Sam, and Matteo for actually having a really, really good hack session on the superfluid design integration. And I want to praise Surbi and Almond and Ahmad and Stefan, because you guys are really doing a great job coordinating for all of the movement we're seeing in the comms and marketing and growth. And it's really nice to see a lot of action happening there finally. So I'm happy for that. And I'll pass it on to Suga.
Thanks, Mitch. I think you forgot me in that last one, but I'll let you slide this time.
Praise Suga.
I want to praise Mitch. Okay, that's just extra special. That doesn't count for one of my three, because it is true that there's just seems to be we're transforming and it feels awesome. So praise out to everybody for that. And so really my real praises are praise to Serbi for bringing what I feel to be a much needed level of professionalism and engagement that's really going to move us in some great directions very soon, or we already are moving. And also praise Ashley, and I'll just kind of piggyback Ahmad in there, just for being so responsive so quickly when I have issues, just jumping on it with information. It's amazing. And I'll just what's the word? Dear, I can't remember the word. I will how do I say that? And I should know the word, right? Me, of all the people. Anyway, want to praise Ahmad for the forthcoming newsletter and just working through that, some edits and stuff. And praise also, lastly, just Pedro and Kotabe for keeping super on it with hardcore grant writing and fundraising stuff. And I'll pass to Santi.
I think Santi put in the channel that he can't talk right now, but maybe we could pass it over to Wonka.
Sure. Thank you, Ash. I would like to praise Christopher for supporting the implementation of Praise on the Ethereum Colombia Discord. We are now praising in our local community. I would also like to praise Ashley for today's community call, leading it and hosting it. And I think someone that has been rocking it this week has been Nicola. Not only she has been working on the Meet the Makers and on the ambassadors here on Giveth, but she's also giving a presentation on negotiation and strategies for the optimism community. So big praise to her. And I will pass it to Heather.
Yay, thank you. I really want to send a big praise to Al Jean this week. She helped find accommodation for Dev Connect. She helped with the form and the survey. It's been a huge, huge help. I also want to praise everyone in our DAO Ops call. It was Mitch, Nicola, Nico, and Frishelle, and Ashley. And I want to praise Ahmad for just being a solid brainstorming buddy on our CTO search. And I will pass it over to Keshav.
Yeah, I want to praise to Ashley for starting Giveth Ambassador. It's going very well. And I want to praise Armand for always helping me out whenever I need help in creating content. And I want to praise everyone who is here. And yeah, I want to pass it to Franco.
Sprinkle.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I would like to praise Ashley. She has been very helpful when it comes to setting up my account. I would also like to praise Dame Blaze, also Makizi. They've been really helpful. I had to go to their DM to ask for support, and they were really helpful. So I would like to pass it to Makizi.
I don't see Makizi in this call, actually. I know, though, that we haven't heard yet from Almond. Almond, do you want to take it?
Sure. I want to praise Suga and Ashley for adding items to the comms agenda and strengthen our efforts. I want to praise Surbi for all the great work that she has been doing, managing issues and making sure that everything is in order. And I want to praise everyone that supported our efforts for this Gitcoin round and make just this round feel strong, full of content and cool things. And I'll pass it back to you, Ash, because I don't know who's missing.
No worries. I see Makizi just joined us now. I guess you summoned him. Would you like to do some praise, Makizi? All right. If not, that's all right. Let's see. How about Christina? No? Okay.
She
And
Yeah, I was
unmuted.
waiting to be unmute. Yeah, no, it just took me a minute
Weren't
to
ready
get
for it.
unmute. Okay, so I'll praise you, Ashley, for holding my hand. I'm actually going through the process of activating my praise. So thank you. And then what I was trying to do was praise Sky because he's been all over the DAO space, just helping projects get on Giveth and then helping people make their first donations.
well, that's really great to hear. I'm surprised he's not in the server. At least I didn't see it by that handle. I don't know, maybe he has a different Discord handle, but if he's not in, you should invite him because that's awesome that he's helping to onboard projects. All right, we've got one more left. Let's go to Juan. Oh no. Now try. Can you unmute now?
Yes, but why me? I'm just listening. I can
Okay.
play every one of you because I don't know. I don't have experience doing that. So next time I'm gonna have like a candidate. But today is praise for every one of you.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining. And yeah, now you know how it works. And next time you can play along. I think that we got everybody and we're at the 15-minute mark. So that was praise. And for those of you that don't know, we have this praise culture and we're typing it into the Discord channel. There's a bot. You can see it happening in that channel. And the directions on how to use it are pinned in the channel. So for those of you who are new and want to try it out, you can do it in the praise channel. Welcome to community call number 177. It's August 31st. I'm Ashley. I'll be facilitating the call because Griff is still at Burning Man. So let's jump into upcoming events and announcements. The one thing I made sure to put on here was Dev Connect planning has started. We had a great call yesterday. We came up with the dates, so November 6th through the 20th. Mark your calendars, and if you're planning on coming, definitely take a moment to fill out this form so we can make sure that you have a bed and accommodation and more details to come soon. If you want to help us plan some of the ongoings that will be ongoing in Turkey and for Dev Connect, we have planning calls on Wednesdays. right before the AMA. So I think they're kind of bi-weekly. This one, we're going to have another one next week before the AMA. So if you want to get in on that, join us. And that's all I had on the announcement thing. Maybe Comms has some more announcements for us. So I will pass it off to Almond to give some communication working group updates.
Sure, thanks. I'm Almond. I'm the comms chapter lead, and for this week I have something. So on the Gitcoin round 18, we got a little bit over 2,100 in donations with 923 contributors, and we gained 142 contributors. We participated on the OSS round, which some projects got crazy in donations. So we have been reviewing how can we strengthen our efforts and really take advantage on these rounds. So there's some brainstorming on some learnings. If you have some ideas, suggestions on how can we get better and really take the most out of this big community, go ahead and please add it on our comms channel here on Discord. Then the next thing is that our optimism cycle is almost ready. That's why I choose this nice meme, because I think it represents the state of optimism right now. So remember, by adding an optimism address on a verified project, you will automatically get 25 OP tokens, and we already sent the first batch. Givebacks on optimisms are ready, and we're about to launch the first Givebacks optimism round. Give Power is almost ready to have this cycle complete and start pushing for people to stay Give and then use Give Power on optimism. And then I just wanted to share for everyone in this call that remember comms is a chapter. This means that we are handling all the comms requests for the different working groups. So right now we're working on the DApp marketing, consultancy for the ambassador program, the grow efforts for Meet the Giveth makers, comms QF. So remember that if you have something comms related, is on you to communicate to the chapter. So you can either join our comms meetings on Tuesday, 10 a.m. CST, or open a GitHub issue and tag me, or you can DM me. So remember that we are here to support you, but you need to have the initiative first to request whatever you need. So very important for everyone in this call to remember that. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Almond. Yeah, give backs on optimism. Hopefully the votes will go up later today. So keep an eye out for those. And that brings us to Communitas Working Group. Some of you know, and I've seen a few of you there at the weekly community AMA and orientation call every Wednesday. It was really nice yesterday, just chatting and hanging out and getting to know each other a lot better. But I'm also there to answer questions. So if anybody has any questions about whether it's contributing to Giveth, owning a project, questions about your wallets, how do I participate in the OP, give backs, any of this, just come and I'll be more than happy to help walk you through some of those things. Our next biweekly sync call for community building will be on Tuesday the 5th at 9 a.m. Costa Rica time, 5 p.m. Central European time. So that's where we'll be doing some strategy planning for how to build our community. And that brings us to the updates. Ambassador program, like I said in my praise, there was 12 people who came. We have 16 ambassadors signed up. I processed 244 applications, and the kickoff session was really fun. And we're about to start module 1 today, so we're moving right along. And yeah, it's really nice to feel the energy in there. I have set up a multi-sig to be distributing rewards to ambassadors, and the funds got approved for that. So soon we'll be making ambassador reward distributions as they're completing milestones. It should be every Friday. Yeah, so that's been really fun, and we'll see how it goes. Next up, we have the Meet the Giveth makers session on September 6th. So about a week from today. And so you can mark your calendar, RSVP here if you want to come to the next session. We can kind of like track how many people we're getting and we're trying to keep track some data here. So if you feel like coming and RSVPing, it will definitely help us to keep track of how many people are coming. This is going to be happening every first Wednesday of the month, where we'll be showcasing newly verified projects, kind of like hearing their story, getting to know the people behind them, and seeing the good work that they're doing. And along with that, we've got a team. I know Nicola and Serbi and Suga are all working on doing some more storytelling campaigns and different media content that feature these projects. And that right now is in the works, figuring out the strategy and everything for that. And last but not least, we did a really awesome Telegram hack session that was fruitful. We have created a test Telegram group, and we're testing different options of like different channels to have in there. We were able to simplify the Discord a bit. So I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a few different channels and categories that have been archived now. So it should be a little bit easier to navigate our Discord structure. And if there's anything you see that you want changed, or you have suggestions on how we can make the structure better, especially with this sub-DAOification coming up, maybe we should restructure things, just let us know and we can take that into consideration. But I think just getting at least some of those channels that aren't being used out of the way has been really helpful. And last but not least, we found a mysterious Telegram group for Giveth. And none of us know who owns this Telegram group. So if anybody in this call has any information that could lead us to the owner of this Telegram group, we would really appreciate it. It's really strange. It seems that there's 4,485 members, but I don't really know any of them. And when I scroll back through the messages, it goes all the way back to the token launch, and people are like providing user support in this channel, people that I've never even heard of before, but actually surprisingly providing accurate user support. So I don't know if they were trying to use this Telegram group to scam people. I'm unable to see the whole member list. I can only see a portion of the member list, which is also interesting to me. So if anybody has any idea who owns this group, or maybe we need to try to figure out how to get it shut down, or I'm not sure. It would really be nice to take advantage of that user base if there really are 4,000 members in the group, but also if nobody in Giveth is actually related with the group, maybe it's not useful for us. So I don't know. Any information that anybody has about that would be helpful. And then up here in the corner, we have our usual places where you can leave ideas for community spotlights, Twitter spaces, and future Giveth Essential sessions. So if you have ideas for those, currently we're like blank on community spotlights. So if you know any great communities you'd love to see in the spotlight, they're awesome potential for collaboration between our organizations, etc., please go ahead and schedule them in this document, because after today, we don't have any scheduled. And with that, that's all I've got for community. I will pass it to the DApp working group. Who's going to do updates this week?
That's me. Yeah, DApp working group. We have our weekly sprint planning and grooming syncs with the devs. That is on Mondays at 4:30 p.m. Central. 4:30 p.m. Central European. Is it really that time? Yes, it is. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, so that's like 8:30 Central Time in the Americas. Some updates here. We can go to the next slide. Work begins on Gnosis Safe connection. So like we're fixing this crazy thing where like people can try and connect with their Gnosis Safes to Giveth and make donations without any issues. So Mateo and Carlos were doing the research, and now they're starting the work actually. Ali Reza is working on adding packages. They're called VM and WAGME. Yes, there's a package called WAGME, and yes, it's going to be part of Giveth now. And basically, this is just a way for people to connect their wallets, and it allows us to use this Wallet Connect upgrade, which will allow us to basically allow people to like connect way better with their mobile phones to the website. Sotheby, Marco, and Suga are working on marketing and growth improvements on the DApp. So Sotheby's using her big brain and going through the parts of the homepage and the projects page and like really optimizing it so that like it's maybe a little bit less technical and easier for people to understand, and like get them to actually like do the thing, like donating, etc. And we're working on design and technical explorations with Tassin, Kurt, Sam, Matteo on integrating Superfluid into the Giveth DApp. So that's going to be an interesting amount of work there. Mary Jeff always just crushing DApp testing. Everything you throw at her, she just tests it. Lots of really great work ongoing there. Ramin's working on onboarding pages for optimizing our SEO. Bug fixes with the whole team, especially Carlos, fixing bugs on the back ends. And Amin is leaving. So Amin's been here for like 5 years. So he's a lot of brain, like we just need to figure out what Amin knows and make sure we don't lose it when he leaves. And I made Mohammed gave me a nice picture of Amin, so I made a little caption there. Amin trying to figure out what the heck a Kubernetes is. What's a Kubernetes? Nobody knows. Neither does Amin. And you can see he's got a big bottle, an empty bottle of some sort of vodka or something. He's really stressed about it. So, SEO landing page builder exploration. I think Monique and Cherik are going back and forth on how we're going to do that, but that could save us hundreds of hours, tens of thousands of dollars on design and developer work if we can build that. So we're exploring how to make that happen. And that's it for the DApp. And I think it is Give Economy next. Ashley? Oh, she's got many tabs open, I can tell. Give Economy working
Who's
group.
taking it?
Go ahead,
You?
Sam.
Are you taking this one too?
Yeah, I'm taking this one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Lauren's still on vacation, so this call won't be happening until September 13th. So don't come to that call. Nobody will be there. You'll be alone. Some updates for you on the next slide. I can just look on my own. Yes, quadratic funding, no updates there. There's a bunch of issues that are just waiting for Lauren to come back till we start working on them. Sam's doing some stuff. He's adding a new batcher app, which is like this thing that helps us send out all of the givebacks all at once with just one transaction. So that's going to make distributing givebacks possible in Optimism and hopefully make it easier to do it on Gnosis Chain. ViViV and Sam are working on an issue to make givebacks distribution less of a headache. Did you know givebacks, there are 65 individual steps to send out givebacks, and Ashley's been doing it for like 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. So we're going to try and make that easier and have less steps involved. And so those two people are working on it to save Ashley from, Givebacks round 43 is incoming. I think this is the first time we'll be sending givebacks out on Optimism, so that's super cool as well. And I think Alman mentioned that as well. And also Give Power Optimism is going to be launching on Sunday. The devs are going to launch it sometime on Sunday during the Middle Eastern morning/afternoon. We'll see. So that's going to happen on Sunday. People will be able to boost projects using their Give tokens on Optimism. Really, really cool. We also bought back some Give last week. I think it was earlier this week. We bought back about 420 DAI worth of Give, and that was from the eligible donations that we accrued through the Nice Token program. So that's cool there. And then we created some DAO-owned liquidity on Optimism using that buyback. Lastly, Matteo and Mary Jaff are still working on bug fixes to bring on CowSwap, the public goods router, doing fixes and testing on that there. And yeah, that's all I got for the Give Economy.
Perfect. Thanks, Mitch. Yeah, I'm excited for this automation. That brings us to the fundraising call, which Jake is the steward, but I know he's on vacation. So who's taking fundraising? I don't see Kotave.
I know Beaches is here.
Breaches, do you want to give us some fundraising updates?
Okay, can you change the slide, please? Okay, yes, we're working on the writing of some grants. We are waiting for the review. Some of them, for example, for Mantle, I remember that is in the to-do list of Griff. Like Bitcoin is finished already, so we're waiting for the results of that to check how it goes with the quadratic funding like formula. The Swiss Association is live already, isn't it? If someone else can confirm. So that is made from that site. And fundraising as a service had some changes, but we're working on that. We will revamping that service. And there is new clients, Ethereum Mexico and Radar. So Pedro is working with them. And yeah, basically
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for bringing us in there. I know that there's still a lot of grants being written, so hopefully we will get some more. Design working group. I see Tossin.
Yes, that'll be me. Yes,
Perfect.
that's me. Okay, so for design, we're currently working on integrating Superfluid with Giveth. Basically, the integration aims to provide users with the ability to actually make recurring donations on Optimism, actually, for now, to projects on Giveth platform. So basically, users will actually, be able to create recurring donations or donation streams and stream funds from the wallet to a project, and then you can also manage a stream directly. And but currently we're still in the ideation phase. We're still trying to figure out a lot of things. So, but then you could check the Figma link and just go through the draft itself to get the idea of what we're trying to build. So that's just what we're working on currently on design working group. And if you have anything to say on Giveth or any correction or any feedback you have on Giveth that concerns design, just drop a message on Discord channel and either me or Mo will reach out to you. Pass it to the working group. That should be you, Mitch.
Yep. Surprise, surprise. It's me again. We're going to talk about DAO ops. Yeah, we just had our call. Right now, we have a bi-weekly DAO ops call that happens an hour before the community call every other week. We also have a governance call that happens on the half hour. Mondays, 9:30 Costa Rica, 5:30 p.m. Central European. And we got some updates. Let's talk about some updates on the next slide. Notables, we have the Q2 NRGive distribution going on until September 21st. So just be aware if you're eligible that you get your request in. And there's a nice forum post Ashley's got there. Some stuff from our call. We were going through some cool stuff about leadership review forms. Heather and Nicola are working a lot on that, and as well as like a leadership agreement. Both of those look really, really cool, and they're coming along very well. So that'll be a new way for us to just kind of like review how leaders are doing, let them know, the leaders actually know if they're doing a good job, how can they improve in their leadership skills. And then the agreement is like sort of like, agreeing to certain principles or so that you understand the culture of Giveth before you take on the role of becoming a leader of a chapter or a working group. We have some votes up there. Currently, we have NRGive requests for Nicola, Monique, Kai, Mateo, and Carlos. So that's up there if you haven't voted on those already. And the ambassador rewards vote. So sending out the give tokens to the ambassador multi-sig so that they can manage those rewards there for the ambassador program. And there's just a little one in the multi-sig. We got some more safe tokens that we get to claim from our main multi-sig. So this is just a thing up there. not super important, but yeah, we can claim those. And token log. I moved QF. I closed it. So if you had a bunch of tokens sitting on QF, you should now be able to use those again to vote on other stuff. Give backs and give power and optimism are going to be done soon. So that's really, really cool. And then we're going to have to reassess. I mean, do we want to build a Giveth analytics dashboard next? Do we want project discussions? Because those are things at the top of the list, after this. And I don't think people, anyway, I'm curious what people think. So if you have give tokens on Gnosis chain, you can go through that list there on Ashley's screen. This is the token log. And this is a token weighted backlog of features that we should build on Giveth. So this helps us prioritize things. And so just go through and vote on them. And that informs us what we should build next. And the next slide, we got some more stuff here. DAO service announcements. We got some forms. If you want to give a review to any of your peers, any of your fellow Giveth contributors, there is a feedback form there. If you need to give review to yourself and Giveth, there is a self-review form. And if you're having a conflict, okay, if you need some help with a workplace conflict, you can ask for support from Gravity. And there is, obviously, that's outdated. I think one could put an update for the... Yeah, so there's a Graviton training if you're interested in helping on that. It's at 1 p.m. UTC on what day, Wonka?
Today we're having a session with Nicola at 1 p.m. UTC. And tomorrow we are gonna have another session. So yeah, thanks, and everyone invited. I think I am wrong. It's not 1 p.m. UTC. I think it's 7 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, 1 p.m. UTC, I think, is gone.
Yeah. 7 p.m. UTC.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Today. 7 p.m. UTC. Cool. All right. So if you want to learn more about Gravity, that's the way to go. We're also hiring. There's some jobs there in the recruiting portal if you're looking for a job either with Giveth or General Magic. There's some listings up there. I won't get into it though, but you can just check it out. Time off. Some people are not here, or they will be not here. Griff, Lauren, and Danny are gone to Burning Man. Griff and Lauren are coming back on the 12th, and Danny's back on the 8th. Kotabe is taking vacation on September 5th and 15th. Jake is gone September... Oh, I think he's gone until the 4th, I believe. Or maybe he's back next week. I don't remember. Or no, he'll be gone on the 1st, and then he should be back after that. I'm not sure. Rochelle's halftime until September 1st. Heather's gone September 6th to 15th. Mohammed's out September 17th to 21st. Monique, September 13th and 14th. Cherik, September 4th to 7th. Moshahab is out the 4th and the 5th. Amin, as I mentioned, leaving, and he'll be gone from September 20th. And Maye is gone now until September 16th. Okay, so lots of people on vacation or halftime. Just bear that in mind. And yeah, I think that's all I got for DAO Ops.
Nice. Thanks, Mitch. Yeah, so many people on vacation. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. But okay, now we get to hear from you some more. So today in the community spotlight, we were going to talk about some of the wildfire relief efforts happening in Canada. Mitch has a couple projects that he is helping onboard and helping to get some funding so that they can provide relief for the wildfires. I put some statistics on here, like as of yesterday, So far this year, 6,053 fires have burned like 152 million square kilometer or 152,000 square kilometers. And just yesterday, there were 1,064 wildfires active, and 699 of them were deemed out of control. So it's crazy over there. Tell us about it, Mitch.
Yeah. So it's funny because this year nobody really talked about the wildfires until the smoke blew into New York, you know? But Canada's been burning for years. At least probably in my experience, the last 8 years, we've had huge wildfires out of control, burning down towns and coming really, really close to cities now, and actually burning the cities, fairly big cities in Canada. And it's crazy. Basically, all the major cities in Canada now have huge clouds of smoke over them for most of the summer, blocking out the sun, creating some of the worst air quality in the world in these cities. And I don't think people are really talking about it. We have basically the whole flippin' country, the third biggest country on the planet, is just like a giant forest, and all of it's burning. So for me, this is a really, really important issue. And it's just getting worse and worse. We had these wildfires, particularly around a community in British Columbia, in Kelowna, the Shuswap area. And so lots and lots of forest there. And it actually jumped and went into the town of Kelowna and the Shuswaps and burnt around 200 different homes. And there's also communities in the Northwest Territories. A whole city of 20,000 had to evacuate. So this is really important for me, and I just wanted to draw some support to it. I called a bunch of people, like a bunch of organizations. I told them about Giveth. I told them what they're doing. A lot of them are still very skeptical of crypto for many different reasons. So I made these two campaigns so that I can raise some funds and then even just make like a fiat donation to them and off ramp the crypto and kind of do it for them. Talking specifically about each, the first one here is Mamas for Mamas. Actually, I'm gonna take this over and share my screen actually, because there's a bunch of stuff I wanted to show.
Perfect.
So Mamas for Mamas, they operate nationwide, basically providing support for moms and caregivers in the areas. They're a registered charitable organization in Canada. And I found their work through their Facebook page. And they were doing a lot of support, basically giving people to bring their families, childcare support, distributing family supplies to people who had their homes burnt down and just needed a place to stay. They were also redistributing donated materials over to the families that were affected. So just providing a lot of on the ground support in the Kelowna area, and doing lots of fundraising. They were just collecting all this free food and giving it away to people who basically had nothing after these wildfires burnt down their homes. And so I noticed they were doing a lot of really, really great work on their Facebook page. And so I called them, I talked to the director, I got them, got their approval to make the Giveth project and all that. And the flippin' Prime Minister was there. Look at this guy, JT, my man. Yeah. So he was there in the Kelowna area and just getting some support from the federal government for the work that they're doing. So it's cool. And the other one here that I wanted to talk about was the Salvation Army. I think the Salvation Army operates in most of North America. They are a religious organization, but they do a lot of really, really cool work. So whatever your religious take is, or if you're Catholic or Christian or not, they were doing some really, really cool work. They have this emergency disaster relief truck that they just show up and they just feed everybody. So they were showing up where the firefighters were, and they would just show up and just feed all the firefighters, every day, multiple times a day. And they just kept going. And so I really, really liked the work that Salvation Army was doing in the BC area. And yeah, I talked to the regional director for the Salvation Army, and I got their approval to make this project on their behalf. So yeah, there's these two projects here. I think Alman shared the link for them. Fortunately, the wildfires aren't really threatening many cities anymore. So people are allowed to return to their homes. The evacuation orders have been lifted, but honestly, it's just getting worse and worse every year. So I mean, if it's not this year, it's next year, honestly, for this kind of stuff. And I really appreciate the support, Suga.
Sorry, excuse me. I was just trying to quickly add, we have the same problem in California.
Yeah, everywhere's burning, honestly. So my goal is to reach at least 600 in funding, $600 worth of funding between both projects. By tomorrow, hopefully. I'd love it. This one, Mamas for Mamas, is about at 251, and Greece, of course. There's so many places. And Salvation Army's at 150 total donated. I'd love for each to get 300 each, and then I can make a fiat donation, or if like 600 total is great. That would be like my goal right now. But if we get more, that's great. I'd just like to drum up some support and bring some attention to this issue, since it affects me personally, and I think it's I don't know, for me it's really important. And I don't see us talking about any of this within Giveth right now. These wildfires and on the ground stuff happening in California and Greece. So I mean, I think for me this is a really important place to start. I'll leave it there if anyone has any comments or questions. Cool.
Well, I think it's great what you're doing, getting the support. And honestly, I think that this is a great way to start being able to provide relief to these types of organizations in these types of situations. So it's going to hopefully shine some light on how we can help to onboard organizations like this in crisis times. I think that that's something that we should be learning from this experience of like, how can we onboard different organizations that are doing good work in these areas at times that disaster strikes.
Exactly. I would love to see more of this general type of stuff happening in Giveth. Just like proactive fundraising and onboarding when we see disasters like this. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting some email notifications that people are already donating, so that's super awesome. And I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, I just love to get some more donations on this, and my goal is to like donate to these guys and be like, look at all this money that we got from crypto. Crypto fundraising works. You don't need to be scared, and like, trying to encourage these organizations to get into crypto fundraising.
Awesome. Well, if nobody has any other questions about this, like I think we've got 10 minutes left. We can get back in our day and let's call a little bit early. We got all of our updates and in the community spotlight. And if you guys know of any other communities that would be great for a community spotlight section, again, please let me know. And I can even reach out to them, or you can schedule them, or however it works. But yeah, we need more community spotlights.
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah, you guys.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.